Yogurt that is frozen.
I'm sweating so much.
That's it. There's the title.
Commonwealth, the former empire, now Commonwealth. Is it relevant? Probably not. But why not give this part a shot? Stay tuned. Here comes Uncommonwealth, the podcast.
And we're live. Welcome to the Uncommonwealth virtual podcast studios. Thanks for joining us. As always, I'm here with my amazing co-host, the magnanimous Adam Mueller, the effervescent Katherine Rowlandson, and the inimitable and indomitable and not abominable Piers.
Yes, I'll take that. Not
That's
abominable.
great.
All right. We're going to check in on some unusual records from around the Commonwealth. We're going to first start with Gregory McLaren, who goes by the name of Lucky Diamond Rich. He is a New Zealand performance artist who now inhabits Australia, because why not? He's best known, however, for holding Guinness World Record as the world's most tattooed person. Rich has tattoos covering his entire body, 100% of his body, including the inside of his eyelids, inside of his mouth.
I remember seeing that on TV or reading about it, but it was the inside of the eyelids that, gosh, that gives you the heebie-jeebies.
The inside of the mouth, hold on for some more heebie-jeebies, the ears, and the inside of his foreskin.
I could be making this up, but I think another fact of his was that he said the most painful part of his body that got tattooed was the sole of his foot.
Oh,
Wow.
What about his balls?
100%, Katherine.
I couldn't think of
Who would did that so innocently? What about the balls?
And it was the way your hair was like covered over your face.
And
when
you
said balls.
leaned into the camera as if whispering conspiratorially.
I'm going to change my hairstyle just for this one word.
Katherine didn't ask it. Katie did. Who would tattoo the inside of their foreskin and then not do their balls?
It's really like a 2-for-1 deal, wouldn't it?
That's a fair point.
I feel bad for the tattoo artist. The guy comes out, I'd like a tattoo. Where would you like it? The inside of my foreskin. It's like, ooh.
Well, what do you want on it?
An anchor?
Yeah.
I don't know.
When he goes to sleep at night, can he see the tattoo on the inside of his eye?
It says, go to bed.
Fall asleep, you idiot.
You took this too far.
If he has 100% tattooed, his record could never be beaten, then, right?
It's the cheat code. He beat it. Yeah.
Good for him.
The next one, we're going over to India, where Nilanshi Patel has hair that measures 6 feet and 2.8 inches long. She is 5'4" tall, and she is the longest hair for a person under 18 in the world.
Wait. And then how
Under
long is the hair?
18.
How long is the hair on her head?
Hey, Adam,
Oh, no.
and it all happened because she got a bad haircut when she was 6 and was so traumatized by the haircut that she refused to ever cut it again, and is now the world record holder. The world record holder as an adult is a Chinese woman who her hair is 5.627 meters or 18 feet, 5.6 inches long.
You don't even
So it
need
never
a veil.
stops. So it just keeps growing. It doesn't stop.
She began growing it in 1973 at the age of 13.
See, unlike the tattoos, I do think there is some natural talent involved here. My hair would never grow that long. There's certain hair that just doesn't grow as well. That's so insane. Like, to have that much hair, that's a full-time job. Do they get like sponsorship and
I think Red Bull is all over that.
what are they doing for work?
And
That's a
how do
good
they get
point.
around? Do they have
Adam would know. Adam would have done research on that.
I mean, if it was my segment,
Yeah.
Probably nothing with moving heavy machinery, moving parts.
Right.
You don't want
wonder
to work on an assembly
hair
line
that
with
long?
19-foot hair.
What does hair that long weigh? Like, you must have a strong neck.
Well, that's why I thought she must have like a sack or a backpack on their back to just carry it
That
around.
makes sense.
Yeah,
How else
for
would you carry it
sure.
around? And then make sure like you don't step on it and trip on it.
Well, that's the
and
other
stuff.
thing, because you obviously couldn't just have it free flowing like a bride dress train.
You'd get stuck in every escalator.
And what if it rained?
And the final record is the most body piercings by a human being. That's held by a Brit. Elaine Davidson has 462 piercings, 192 on her face, 214 in her swimsuit area, and
I just wouldn't picture this for an Elaine, you know. I'd picture her name to be something more like Spike.
Full of holes. Yeah.
2 on the nose.
No, I bet she has more than 2 on the nose if she's got. How many on the face?
Bueller.
The podcast.
So let's do 2 truths and a lie.
Woo.
Yeah.
We're going to do 2 truths and a lie. The first one is facts about Ben Johnson. If you don't remember Ben Johnson, I'll give you a little context. Ben Johnson was a Jamaican-born Canadian sprinter who famously set a Olympic and world record at the 1988 Seoul Olympic Games for the 100-meter dash, doing it in 9.79 seconds, and then was stripped of his gold after he tested positive for anabolic steroids.
I do remember that. Yeah.
Good old Ben Johnson.
Yeah.
So a sprinter who got busted for steroids. So 2 truths and a lie. Facts about Ben Johnson after that. Okay.
Oh.
Number 1. In 1998, Ben Johnson appeared in a charity race in Charlottetown, Prince Edward Island, where he raced against a thoroughbred racehorse, a harness racing horse, and a stock car. Johnson finished 3rd. That's the first one. Number 2, in March 2006, Ben Johnson was featured in an advertising campaign for an energy drink called Cheetah Power Surge. And some pundits questioned whether Johnson was an appropriate spokesperson for an all-natural energy drink, considering his history of steroid use. And the third one is in May 2017, Ben Johnson appeared in an advertising campaign for Australia's leading mobile bookmaker, Sportsbet. The campaign launched Sportsbet's new Android app, and Ben cheekily says it has tested positive for speed and power again and again. The campaign tagline is putting the roid in Android.
No.
Yes. 2 truths and a lie.
Yeah, I don't remember seeing that ad, but it feels like so insane that it has to be true.
All
That
true.
last one.
All true.
I know I remember the first one. The third one sounds very true right up until the roid and roid.
Yeah.
That feels sneaky.
Adam might have tacked that on at the end.
I'm going
does have a Mueller flavor, doesn't it?
I'm going 2 truths and a lie in that order.
That ad, that sounds definitely like something an Australian commercial would be.
It sounds like something Adam would have pitched, but the higher ups were too wussy to let it in.
I think they're all true.
All true. I mean, ditto.
Okay, I'm going to throw a 4th in the mix.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
What?
In 1999,
Toying with
Johnson
our
made
emotions.
headlines when it was revealed that he was hired by Libyan leader Muhammad Gaddafi to act as a football coach for his son.
True.
True.
Yeah, these are all true.
What?
Yes! This is
Wow.
the first time I've gotten it.
Wow.
He's also got a great autobiography titled From Soul to Soul. So, like, one is like Seoul, Korea, and another is his like soul.
Oh, that's
Pretty
awesome.
clever.
Wow.
This guy's crazy.
So hold on. So putting the droid in androids was actually part of the commercial.
Putting a roid.
The droid in
Droid.
android. Yeah.
That's amazing.
You got to capitalize.
It sounds
on it.
it sounds like a book worth reading, actually. He's teaching Gaddafi's kid to play soccer. I mean, that's
He tried to play professional soccer, but it turned out all he could do was run fast in a straight line.
Good on him for pivoting.
He's on a clothing line. It was called Catch Me. It did not do well. That was in 2005.
Uncommonwealth.
Are you guys ready for another rendition of Sub-Prime Minister?
Hey.
Sub-prime ministers are less than good. Not in their prime, they blew it. Sub-prime ministers are less than good. It's time for sub-prime ministers.
Now, going back again to our home country, Adam, I want to talk about Kim Campbell, only female prime minister ever of Canada, still to this day. She was only prime minister for about 5 months in 1993. So she spent 132 days in office. Weirdly, that is not the shortest amount of time anyone's been prime minister in Canada. She comes in 3rd for that record. I'm saying she's subprime because as a woman, we needed her to hold strong and get reelected when she succeeded Brian Mulroney as prime minister. Because in Canada, the way it works, like Mulroney resigned and then she was able to step in. I don't actually know how it works.
I'm glad you admitted that as you were going down a rabbit hole.
Katherine, you could see the stress slowly creeping into your face as you realize that none of us were going to stop you with your explanation.
It's like, oh no, I'm about to have to describe the parliamentary system. Abort.
So true. I'm thinking about my brother who works in government listening to this. So, okay, well, Brian Mulroney was prime minister. He lost. He was very popular and then became very unpopular. He was the head of the Progressive Conservatives, what was then the PC party. And when he resigned, Kim Campbell, what do you call the
I think it's called a woman. I think that's the word you're looking for.
No, but like an MP, I don't think she was a minister at the time. She stepped in, and then she was. It led the party to one of the worst defeats in the party history. She wasn't herself that unpopular, but the party had just lost the faith of the voters,
Did they elect her as a scapegoat for that reason?
No, she was never elected. Doesn't work that way.
Never elected.
Sorry, did her party? I assume it's similar to Australia that her party picked her to be the leader of the party.
Maybe.
Right.
It's
right.
And so did they pick her so that to fall on her sword on their behalf? Because did they realize that?
Oh, you think she was the patsy?
Right.
I think,
probably.
I think
Patsy also
very
a female.
You're right,
Kim.
Jimmy.
She's a Kimsky. Sorry, Katherine.
I wish I'd done the other segment.
Kim Campbell also posed nude on the cover of a magazine.
Come on.
I think it was right after she lost. I think it was right after she was prime minister. Like it was like one of those things where like she had her arms over her,
right?
And it was like
tasteful.
Yes, but still nude.
Have you seen the nudes of Angela Merkel? That was a huge scandal in Europe a couple of years ago.
Are you serious?
You're making that up.
I'm not.
Want to see nudes of Angela Merkel?
Full nudes of a young Angela Merkel frolicking on the beach. Tastefully done. Beach? I don't know. Maybe they're all nude in Europe.
Good on her.
Is it Angela or Angela or Angle?
Angela.
Could you see her ball?
If anyone has balls, it's Angela.
She's got more balls than most world leaders, so that's true.
For sure. She's badass. Oh no, I just feel like Kim Campbell just let us down as women, but she's a very accomplished person. If you read her whole life story, which I did and cannot recall any of it, she was amazing. She had a really cool career, and she actually did a lot while in the House of Commons. But then when she got, I don't know, she passed some policy.
She did a lot. Now she made cookies for everybody.
Oh my God. It's very embarrassing that she got, it was such a brutal defeat. She lost her own seat. So then you're done for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's unheard of right? See, Piers gets this system. Piers gets the parliamentary system.
We have the exact same system
we all
in Australia.
We all get it.
That is literally why we have this podcast.
I've never get it.
What's Kim up to these days? She's still posing for magazines?
Are you looking up her nudes right now, Jimmy? I saw your screen go.
The podcast.
Alrighty, friends, it is time for another segment of What's the Difference?
What's the difference? We're so slow, none of us know. Jimmy will tell us, he Googled it.
First one is, what is the difference between a city and a town?
Ooh. Something about churches.
Is there a sort of benchmark of population that propels something into a...
It's a weird one because it kind of has to do with the size, but technically not. So the technical difference has to do with whether or not it has a structured system of governance. So if you've got a local, a local government for that, then it's a city.
Having town doesn't have a mayor?
Yes, not.
Here's an example. In Atlanta is a city, and then within Atlanta there's a city of Decatur. It's tiny, but it has its own mayor and its own government. and
Right.
that's defines it as they call it the city.
So I think that's like the technical difference. But then also there is the population thing. So, and that sort of varies from country to country, but it varies a lot. Like in Australia, for example, more than 1,000 people is a city. In the US, more than 2,500 is a city. But in Japan, you have to have 30,000 for it to be a city.
Wow.
Okay, the next one is, what is the difference between roast and bake?
Oh. Well, roast is when you
Wait.
insult the meat. You stupid piece of meat.
Does one of them involve airflow?
Kind of.
Hang on. God, these are so stressful.
Particularly because your husband is like essentially a professional chef.
He's just talking to me about convection and roasting versus baking.
Like he literally just talked to you about this?
Like 2 nights ago. He was figuring out our
Does he know you weren't listening at all?
I'm never listening to anyone, so not like. Wait, I think roast is when. I want this so
And
bad.
Jimmy's segment's over.
This segment is 50% all of you guys being like, oh, ooh.
Well, I just love when they're just unrelated to the
Well, you don't
Commonwealth.
roast cookies, right?
Or you're starting to get somewhere, Adam.
You don't roast cookies.
So it's
You
just
bake
pastries
cookies.
versus meat.
So
You can bake a ham, though.
there's two main differences. The first of which Adam was getting to, is like the structure of the food. So things that you roast go in solid. So think like, roasting meat and veggies, whereas baking is usually something that starts off as like a goo, like muffins or cakes or whatever, and then becomes solid. And then the other one,
a goo.
sludge. I don't know. Dough.
Jimmy bakes a lot.
Jimmy bakes a lot.
You can
tell.
Cookie
All right.
dough is what. I
Put
believe
the
the term
sludge
is.
in.
And the other main difference is the temperature, because roasting is a higher temperature, usually 400 Fahrenheit and above, whereas baking is lower temperature.
Katherine's remembering everything.
This has just been an epic day of stress for everyone.
Sorry, Katherine.
Is there a timing difference? Like you roast stuff for longer than you bake stuff, or is that irrelevant?
I don't think so.
God.
Okay. Final one in my another food themed one is, what's the difference between frozen yogurt, ice cream, and gelato?
Oh, I know this.
Katherine.
It's so easy. Okay. Gelato has no dairy. It's just sugar and water, and or no, it's made of like real fruit or water. Ice cream. Wait, did you say ice cream?
I said frozen yogurt, ice cream, and gelato.
You started with gelato.
I do not know where you're going with this.
You were so confident at the
Yeah.
beginning.
Frozen yogurt is yogurt that's frozen.
Frozen. Oh, the confidence. Frozen yogurt is yogurt that's frozen. No one else answer. I got this one. I know this one.
And ice cream is just milk, flavored milk frozen.
Okay.
Look, dairies, it has to do with dairy stuff.
Kind of, yeah. So here's the answer. For ice cream, it has to be 10% milk fat in
Milk
ice
fat,
cream.
right?
So because of that, they use cream, hence the name. Frozen yogurt, they usually don't have it. It's usually cultured milk. They don't actually use cream.
Right.
And then gelato, same thing. They don't use cream. They use I think it's a different
Eggs?
type of milk and eggs. Yeah. And also the main difference though
Sugar
between
water thing was
yeah,
Is that a sorbet? Were you working on a fourth one?
sorbet, yeah.
Hey,
no,
that's
not a sorbet. It's a snow cone. You described a snow cone.
Katherine
I did something.
came in so hot and confident just then.
Like the Empire, we're almost done. We hope that you've had lots of fun. Was it relevant? Probably not. But thanks for giving this part a shot. Stay tuned for the end of Uncommon Wealth, the podcast. Stay tuned for Uncommon Takes.
What's Anthony Abbott up to these days? You know?
yeah.
Yeah. The fact that you keep calling him Anthony is so great.
He owns his own onion farm.
Uncommon Wealth.
You know what we should do? We should get my brother in though to talk about Canadian government. He could provide color for this. That would have been fun.
By color, you mean
Continuing
facts?
to nail it.
By
I don't
color,
think
do you mean fact?
The podcast.
I bake cookies.
Yes.
I'm gonna start roasting cookies.
Yeah. That's exactly what I'm saying.
Kind of what I do. I think sometimes the cookies are more like muffins, but they're still.
Why don't we give Kim Campbell a call and ask about baking cookies versus roasting cookies?
The podcast.
As legend has it, but actually, for we think it's true.
At the dawn of time.
The podcast.
So if she's afraid of haircuts, she doesn't trim anything?
That's the underage girl you're talking about. I didn't.
Piers, we're glad you hadn't researched that part. It would be weird if that was the one question you had the specific answer to.
Like
And what about her balls?
Uncommon Wealth. The podcast.